Hello everybody, welcome back to It's Current Year for another quick battle ladder replay, today on the Central Chaos Wastes map. I'm playing the Mighty Dwarves of Clan Angrund. I'm going up against Kazrak the Non-Eye, who is playing the Norskins. We'll jump into the battle and have a look at the forces. So, interesting force, I have to say, from my opponent. Not what I was expecting to face at all. So, Marauder frontline, obviously that's fairly self-explanatory, that's fairly stock standard. 4 units of Marauder Hunters, though, and I was kind of puzzled when I saw this. Obviously, with their anti-large, they're good at killing single entities, good at killing monsters and that kind of thing. But the dwarves aren't really a faction that take large units at all, other than pretty much other than just like gyrocopters and that kind of thing. I think this is there's obviously there's a lot of chevrons pumped in, so I don't know if my opponent here was just trying something completely different. This is probably a matchup where the throwing axe version of the Marauder Hunters is actually pretty good with their ability to sort of block or break through shields and that kind of thing. So yeah, but we'll see how they go. Maybe they'll surprise us. He also has a feral manticore up in the sky here. A good source of cheap terror and mobility. 2 casters. One is a Familiar Balefiend who has taken a Fireball and Burning Head, and there's also a Metal Shaman who has Gehenna's Golden Hounds as well as the Plague of Rust. We have a War Mammoth with the War Shrine. I really like this unit. Obviously, it looks damn cool, but yeah, the debuff or the buff that you can put down on it as well, and obviously just mammoths being mammoths, massive amount of hit points, great for clearing infantry, one of the best I think single entity monsters in the game. We also have Wulfric the Wanderer over here, who has obviously Seafang and the Hunter of Champions. No Hunter of Champions. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, maybe that's not what you expect to see at all. Obviously, Hunter of Champions. I guess Hunter of Champions with the debuff on speed isn't really that relevant against dwarves. So maybe it's the right call in this matchup. For my own forces of Clan Angrund, 2 units of miners with blasting charges out the front, 2 units of dwarf warriors here, as well as the warriors of Dragonfire Pass with their flaming axes. I have 2 units of longbeards on the flank, obviously with their, I was expecting them to sort of have to deal with skin wolves and things like that, obviously with their charge defense against large foes. 2 units of thunderers. I've taken 3 units of iron drakes with their flamethrowers. We'll come back to that and I'll explain why in a second. The Dragonback Slayers and some regular Slayers here, just sort of patrolling the back ranks to get on big monsters. Again, expecting to see Skin Wolves, which they do really well at. So we'll see how they can be used given the absence of Skin Wolves. I have a Runesmith, as well as, obviously he's just rocking the rune of Wrath and Ruin for speed debuffs on big monsters to allow the Thunderers to get better shots. Belegar has taken his Mighty Oathstone, as well as the Hammer of Angrund and the Revenge Incarnate. So I really like Belegar. He's probably my favorite. Definitely from a lore perspective, he's my favorite of the Dwarven Lords. I also have the Games Workshop model for Belegar, and I've painted him up, and he looks pretty cool. So, yeah, I like playing with Belegar. I think thematically, he's just my favorite. I have the Dwarven Thane here with the Ironbeard's Ring, which obviously does weakness to fire damage. So obviously he's going to be pretty buddy-buddy with the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, but also he's basically going to charge headlong into things like, obviously, again, I was expecting to see Skin Wolves. Skin Wolves, obviously, with regeneration, are already weak to fire. So I was expecting, if I can maybe throw him at a unit of Skin Wolves and then watch them absolutely melt under the firepower of an Iron Drake, then so be it. But I can do it in the front row to infantry as well. Obviously, Iron Drakes are great for clearing infantry, potentially even on a Mammoth when he gets close to them and buffs their, or I guess debuffs their ability to tolerate fire damage. So we'll get underway here. Obviously, plenty of good targets for my Thunderers. The Chariot Shaman, Feral Manticore, couple of Mammoths. So they're going to have plenty of good targets. I'm expecting them to get work done here. But as the battle lines draw close, again, I'm just really I was really puzzled. I was thinking at this stage, oh, there's got to be something hidden somewhere. This can't be it. Obviously, there's a big spend on the war shrines mammoths here, but you see, I'm going to open up with some pretty nice fire here on the units on the mammoth. Unfortunately, my blasting charges are sort of wasted on the mammoth, but a couple splashing over here. And again, you see the Thane. The Thane's coming over here. He's heading forward to try and get into combat. The mammoths, obviously, with their massive amounts of mass, do push through really nicely into my thunderers. But now I can sort of get my my dragonback slayers in. There is a Sea Fang going down here on the that does clip a couple of my units of Iron Drakes, and my Thane will commit soon. To try and sort of get that fire damage buff in. And again, my Thunderers just getting overlapping arcs of fire here. So good, with him chasing one of them down, the other one's going to concentrate on him. And look how quickly the Iron Drakes get the damage in on the Warshrine Mammoth here. That's about 6,000 HP just gone. The Dragonback Slayers are going to be nipping away at him as well. They're not going to be able to get back. And again, the Thane with his fire damage here, being real force multiplier. Look at the damage on Wulfric there from the Iron Drakes. My god, there's also the Thunderers firing in at him as well. So both of those mammoths going down very early here. Obviously the infantry, given there's no armor piercing, is bouncing off my my Dwarven warriors. The Shaman Sorcerer of Metal here is being forced off, and now I'm just getting, again, overlapping fields of fire. Need to get the Thane back in here. He's diving in with the Manticore. That's good, tying up the Thunderers. But again, Wulfric's going to die here. Down he goes. He's shattered, but now he's dead. There's going to be a Golden Hounds come down here, which I do manage to see and avoid. I am purposely using these blocky formations of Thunderers because they turn quicker, they're easier to micro, and I see obviously the Shaman coming up here, and I'm figuring, well, let's last Samurai here. If he gets in, all the best to him, but I think given how damaged he is, he's going to break. And now you see there's just a unit of Longbeards, 70 Longbeards here, hardly taking any damage as we watch the heroic last charge here of the Shaman Sorcerer getting absolutely pin-cushioned and indeed breaking right as he goes in, right as he gets a Plague of Rust down as well. That's really unfortunate timing. These Marauders over here have sort of hit their rage mechanic and are pushing through, but you've seen just the absolute power of the Iron Drakes here, able to work down infantry, able to work down single entities given all the sort of streams are hitting, and the debuffing or the fire weakness imbued by the Thane coming down. So all in all, the look at that. 0 kills on Belegar, 0 kills on the Runesmith, 0 kills on the Thane. They all were attacking, they were all putting attacks into Wulfric. And then basically the Thane was just running around where he was needed, wherever I was aiming my Iron Drakes to get shots in. Again, not a lot of kills, but a lot of damage on the... I'm actually surprised there's only one Chevron here because they put a lot of damage on the Warshrine Mammoth, and then they killed Wulfric with their combined fire. Likewise with the Thunderers. I can't believe they've got 0 kills. I was only shooting at single entities that entire time, basically, with these guys. The 2 Mammoths, the Feral Manticore, and then the Shaman Sorcerer on the Chariot. So, the sort of fire play here worked really well. Again, very unexpected force from my opponent. Obviously, Norsca being I guess, sort of a monster mash faction, seeing 2 mammoths isn't all that uncommon. I think they're actually really good against dwarves because they can push through the front line really well. Marauders 1-to-1 with dwarf warriors will just sort of fight to a standstill, and they won't beat Longbeards. Obviously, you need some armor piercing thrown in, or you need some cycle charging from skin wolves and that kind of thing to beat Longbeards as Norskins. But yeah, I thought I'd replay that one because I really liked the way, obviously, the Thane and the synergy between all the amount of fire damage, even just with the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass. He's really cheap, the Thane, when you take off all his when you take off, Foe Seeker and Deadly Onslaught and just pop the ring on him. I think he costs just over 500. He anchors your force really well, as like most dwarves, great leadership and obviously very high armor and melee defense. Belagar is Belagar's. He just suffers obviously from Footlord syndrome, but he's a real tank. He's the same. He can take a real kicking, but didn't have to do a lot in this fight. He hasn't really taken much damage. He's probably got a few swings in on Wulfric. So yeah, an interesting game. One where I thought the build had some plays, but in this occasion worked really well. So thanks for checking it out, and we'll see you next time. Till then, take care.